How is it going, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of our Kansas City Royals rebuild franchise. In this episode, we're going to go over the rosters we use. We're also going to go over our roster in general, see where we have weak spots, see where we need to improve. We are also going to go over some people that we're going to scout and who our scouts are going to be for this year. I pushed back the first episodes because I didn't like the roster, but now that there's a new roster, we're ready to start. I just want to let everybody know what rosters we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Operation Sports rosters put out. They finally put them out this Friday. Well, yesterday, I should say, because this video is going to be releasing on Saturday. So I wanted to show you kind of what we are using. And right now I'm streaming this, but I won't always stream my Kansas City franchise because I don't want to completely bore you guys with playing all of the games. What we're gonna do in the first episodes, we're gonna kind of go over the team, do stuff like that, and then we'll play a few games. I'm gonna show you highlights of a few games. But last year I played every single game, and it got kind of boring for the season. So I don't want to do that this season. I kind of want to skip around. I want to be able to knock out a couple seasons, if not 3 seasons, by the end of the summer, by the end of October, when, you know, baseball is in full swing. So I want to try to do that, and I think in order to do that, I will need to kind of shorten up how I'm doing the episodes. And so stick with me. Comment down below if you guys don't like it, if you guys don't like the way I'm doing it, or if you like the old way better, or something like that. Just let me know, and I'll tweak it. Just kind of learning what to do, what you guys like to see. What I like to do could be completely different than what you guys like to see. So anyway, let's get started. We're using the full Minors 19 rosters just put out. This is by Operation Sports. Red in Rosters is the guy who put him out. If you have not, make sure you follow him on Twitter, and he will keep you up to date on kind of how the rosters are going. But pretty much looking at the rosters, we are going to be the Royals. I made a few tweaks to a few players, as in some of our younger guys like MJ Melendez. He should be an A. I think they had him at a B. He should be an A. He's one of our top prospects at the point, and he's one of the top catcher prospects, so he should definitely be an A. Merrifield, they had his speed at 74, and I don't know if you guys have watched the Royals, but Merrifield's speed is definitely not 74. He led the league last year in stolen bases, and 74 is not his speed. So I upped it to 89. I didn't make it overdone. I could have easily made it like a 92, 93, but I didn't want to make it so unfair because he is a little bit slower than like Mondesi, and Mondesi's at 94. So put him at 89. I think that should be enough to be able to get realistic stats out of him, but we'll see. Salvi, I'm not sure what we're going to do with him this year because he's technically injured, and I don't know how this works. So not sure how we're going to do this. We might have to get into the season and see from there how we're going to do it. But I don't want to use him this year. I wanted to make it as realistic as possible. So I don't want to use him this year, but I want to be able to use him in the future years. What I might have to do is like decrease his stats down to something so he's not like getting mad that he's not playing because he's not that good, and then next year up them to the original ones. But we'll wait and see once we start how that all goes out. We got Brady Singer, probably our number 3 or 4 prospect right now. He's our number 1 pitching prospect right now, and so he's 22. He's an A potential. We got a few B potentials. I think starting pitching will be something that we kind of hit on during the season. Again, MJ Melendez, Salvi. We don't have any A first basemen. Second basemen, we have Nicky Lopez in the minors, and he's getting close to being ready for MLB. And with Witt being 30, and I think Witt is almost at the top of his game right now. I think he has maybe 1 or 2 more years before he starts dropping down. So hopefully by the time he kind of drops off, Nicky Lopez will be 26 and ready for the majors. Third baseman, we got Hunter Dozier. He wasn't I think, potential in the regular game, but they put him at B, and I'm going to keep him at B because he is 27, and I don't see him just absolutely teeing off on people right now. So we're going to keep him there. Mondesi, honestly, I think Mondesi should probably be an A, but they have him at a B, and we'll wait and see. I mean, he can always go up in potential on the game, so that just because it's a B doesn't mean he's going to stay a B his whole career. Left fielders, really got nobody. It's going to be something we probably draft or trade for. Center fielders, kind of the same thing. We got Khalil Lee down here waiting to come up, but he's kind of just, we're waiting on him. You know, he's got to get better. He's not even in AA right now, so we will move him up to AA so he gets playing time. However, he's not in AA right now, so, you know, we're waiting on him. Bubba Starling, again, we're waiting on him. He's getting to the point where he's going to have to figure it out, or he's never going to make it to the majors, or if he does, he'll just be an average player, like a C or something. Right field, Brett Phillips. I really like Phillips. I think what we'll do is maybe start him at AAA when we begin this season, but he will definitely be called up this season sometime because he's good. He's a really good outfielder, and I think they kind of gypped him on the contact and power. I think he's in 50s in each, but we'll keep it there and see what happens. But I wanted to show you guys the rosters and kind of what we're dealing with so that you guys know how the season's going to go and what rosters we're using and what they look like right now. So with the new rosters, Kansas City, we're going to be them. I just use experience because I like the dynamic fluctuating between good and bad. That way I'm not absolutely getting destroyed every single year or every single game, and I'm not winning every single game because the Royals should not be winning every single game. I mean, look at their year goal, finish over 500. So that's probably where I think we're going to be at the end of the year. I know I'm going to probably do a lot of trading, getting rid of a lot of older players and trying to bring in some very, very young players. And again, this roster that I'm going to come up with will be 100% different than the actual Royals roster. And that's just, that's just the way it goes. All right. But you're going to manual everything because I know what I'm doing, and because it gives me anxiety when the computer does something I don't want it to, and it basically ruins the whole franchise. Like, I don't know, they trade someone away that I needed on my team, so gonna manual all of those. We are gonna go to the regular season just because it would almost be a waste doing spring training. It doesn't really matter. We don't want anybody extra to get injured. I'm all about scouts and being able to bring in good scouts and being able to get good players. So our first guy, Darryl Palmer, looks like he does pitchers. He discovers young pitchers in the East. We'll probably keep him. He's not bad, especially for that salary. That's a pretty good salary for what he can bring. David Ramirez does position players and pitchers. Looks like he finds out like how good they are and that type of thing. Same thing here. I don't really like. I like them being a specific thing. So, like this guy is pitcher's 98 and discovery 77. So basically, this guy is going to discover pitchers. That's all we're going to use him for. This guy does pitchers efficiency, so he's really good at finding and knowing what pitchers are. So we're going to go ahead and add him as well. I'm going to bolster our scouts and stuff, which costs quite a bit of money. Alright, so pitchers, position players, efficiency. I don't really enjoy this guy because if the efficiency was a little bit higher, we might keep him based on what is left over. But this isn't good because he doesn't do pitchers or position players very good. He's more of a good at scouting and good at finding, but he's not good at finding those things. So let's see if we could find a position player Discovery, that's pretty high. He's not bad. Position player discovery. I really like this. We're gonna do this because I want someone to discover position players, and then we have the guy here to efficiently do. So basically we got Daryl Palmer, who's going to find our pitchers. This guy is going to find our position players, and then these guys are going to scout pitchers and position players. Yep, let's keep what we have now. Looks like we're doing a lot of East scouting. Got international guy down there. So we're going to keep it at that, and those are going to be our guys for this year. Now we can set up our scouting. Yes. I know how to scout. So we're going to use Daryl Palmer for discovery. Discover position players in international. We need infielders. We need outfielders. I like contact, power, international. Let's do it. You are going to be looking at pitchers, and we might put him in discovery. Discover pitchers in the East. So pitcher right hand, let's do command because that's probably starter pitchers usually. We might move that around. From the East region, you are going to look at some starting pitchers that we think are good, and this kind of scares me. So they have the ETA is 2023 plus, and they think he's going to be 60 overall. So I don't see how that works. We'll take a look at him, and yep. And you do position players. Let's look. We need a first baseman. We need a third baseman. We need, honestly, pretty much everything at this point because none of our players are like way beyond too good. So left field, center field, right field. Let's take a look at this guy. Alright, now that we got the scouts out and about doing their thing, this year what I'm going to do for the whole thing, so as you can see, we need a lot of upgrades at positions. Definitely need upgrades. So, what we're going to do, we're going to add a few players that I think we could probably get something good out of. If not, then so be it, but it's worth taking the risk. Jake Junis is one of our starters. He's 26. Not sure we're going to get anything for anybody here, but, you know, you might as well try. If you don't try, you're never going to get anywhere. Zimmer, we might, I think we might put Zimmer on there. I doubt anybody wants him, but it's worth a try. All right, and we want everything, honestly. We want a lot, to say the least. I hope you guys liked this episode. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button so you can watch the whole franchise rebuild for the Kansas City Royals. If you guys would comment down below and let me know how you're excited for it, if you're excited for it, kind of how I did with the editing on this, so that I can make great videos for you guys. Till next time, Slacker out.